Hi guys, welcome back to my video. So today I am going to be picking my top 9 books that I am going to be reading in 2020. So the first book I'm reading is Lost. This is actually the second book. I haven't read the first book, but I got this last year from the library, and I didn't read it until now. It's actually really good. It's like about vampires and birds and trees and all this magic, and they're like living in other worlds and stuff. If you guys are interested, you should check out this book. It's really good. Very good so far, as I read. It's really, really good. Go check this out as soon as I'm done finishing reading it. Almost done, not quite. I'm still reading it, but yeah, that's the first book I'm going to read. Second book is Gone. I have not read this book, but I have heard it's like about powers and everyone disappears and stuff. So yeah, it sounded really interesting to me. So I think there's a movie out called Gone, but I've never seen the movie yet either. So this will be pretty interesting that I'm going to be reading. So yeah, it's from the Middleton Library as well. So when I'm done reading this, you guys should go check it out. It sounds good. So I'm really anxious to reading this. Like, I've heard about it, but I've never read the book. So I hope it's good. Next book, I have been reading this one too as well. It's called Every Breath by Nicholas Sparks. It's a romance book, and what is it about? Actually, let me read what it's about on the inside. It's about... Okay. It's about Hope Anderson. And, okay, so here's what it says. Hope Anderson is at a crossroad at 36 and have been dating her boyfriend, an orthopedic surgeon, for 6 years with no wedding plans in sight. And her father is recently diagnosed with ALS. She decides to use a week at her family's cottage in Sunset Beach in North Carolina to ready the house for sale and mull over different difficulty decisions about her future. True Walls has never visited North Carolina, but summoned to Sunset Beach by letter from a man claiming to be his father, a safari guide born and raised in Zimbabwe. So I think that's in Africa. True hopes to unravel some mysteries surrounding his mother, early life, recapture memories lost with her death. When two strangers cross paths, their connection is electricity as mobile. I have no idea what that word says. But in the days that follow, her feelings for each other will give away two choices that pit family duties against personal happiness in devastating ways. So yeah, it sounds really romantic. I saw this at the library one time when I was checking out movies, and I was like, I need to check this out. So yeah, I am interested in reading this. I'm like this far ahead. So yeah, it's really romantic. So if you want a romance book, check that out. My books are falling everywhere. The next book I'm reading is Maze Runner, and I have seen this movie before. And I know you guys probably have seen this movie before too, but I've never read the book yet. I've saw the movie, but I didn't even know there was a book. So yeah, I'm very interested in reading this book. It's probably going to be just like the movie, but yeah. So this is very interesting. I loved The Maze Runner. Like, I loved that movie so much. Dylan O'Brien was so good in that movie. But so yeah, I am interested in reading this book. So yeah. The next book, those are actually all my library books so far. It's falling. It's falling. Ugh. Okay, the next book I'm reading is The Fault in Our Stars. I think I did read this book a long time ago, but I have to reread it over again. And I have seen the movie. So, yeah, it's about a girl with cancer, and she meets this guy, and yeah. I just can't remember the book very well. I read it like a long time ago. I don't even know where I left off, so I'm just gonna have to start over reading this. So this is the next book I'm going to be reading, The Fault in Our Stars. I've had this book for a very long time, so yeah, very interested in reading this book. The next book is, is the Twilight series. I've seen Twilight. I've just never read the books before, so I'm very interested in reading this book. I love the movie so much, so yeah. We'll see what's that's like. And then I have the next book. It's again a part of the Twilight series. It's the New Moon. So I'm very interested in reading this one too. So I've never read these books. This series. So I'm very interested in reading this series of the Twilight. So I don't have the third book yet, The Eclipse or Breaking Dawn. So after I read probably New Moon and Twilight, I would probably read The Eclipse and Breaking Dawn. And yeah. So these are the two books I'm going to be reading after The Fault in Our Stars. I have read a little bit of it. But that's how far I've read. I read some of it I think last year? Was it last year? Or 2 years ago? I can't remember. But yeah, gonna read this over again because these are my copies of these books, so yeah. After the Twilight series, I'm going to be reading the Divergent series. I have read the first Divergent one, but again, I haven't finished it. Before this year, I haven't really been focusing on reading as much, but I've been basically changing on reading now. I actually enjoy reading now. And since we're under quarantine, it's like I have all this free time to read. So, and watch TV and all that stuff. So, yeah, this is what I am going to be reading under quarantine. I don't know how long we're going to be in quarantine for, but yeah. So, this is the next book I'm going to be reading, the Divergent 1 and then Divergent 2. But that'll be after I finish the whole Twilight series. And yeah, so, So that's about it for my books that I'm going to be reading, guys. I hope you guys are staying active and stuff in this quarantine. Do some reading, watch TV, stay active. Like, don't be like indoors all the time, being on your smartphone. Get out, go outside, go take your dog for a walk around like the block or whatever. But yeah, that's about it. So yeah, do some reading, guys. Since you guys are not in school, do some reading. I know when I was a kid, I never really read. I hated reading for some odd reason. I just didn't like it. Like, I didn't get into reading as I do now this year. Like, I already read the book, the Descendants 3 book, and then I've read, what's the book? Oh yeah, I read the Hocus Pocus, the all-new series book. I just finished that one, and that is like my favorite book I like to read. It was really good, guys. If you have not checked that one out, go check it out, because it's really good. But yeah, well, I'll be returning that book as soon as we're out of quarantine. So yeah, that's about it. I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.